Hi everybody, this is my immigrant interview project. I decided to interview a family from Mexico. They're identified as Hispanic. Um, Here is the introduction. The family consists of four people. Pedro the dad, he's 50 years old. Anna the mom, she's 47. Marla and Grecia, both daughters, 19 and 14 years old. All the family was born in Mexico and moved to the United States in 2014. The family first language is Spanish, which is the primary language taught at home. Both daughters are fluent in English, and the parents do not speak any English. Um, the whole family identifies as Hispanic. When we were going over the questions about identity and culture. Something very important this family brought to me and would like others to understand is to not generalize. The Mexican culture is significantly diverse, and every state carries their own practices and values. Um, they also pointed out that religion plays a central role in shaping the way they think and they act. It contributes to their daily decisions and beliefs. Family is also a big value in their culture. It has taught them the values of responsibility, humility, and kindness. As you can see in the picture, there's a lot of religious and patriotic celebrations. This family shows great support of each other, which reflects how their culture has influenced their lives. Um, According to the family, they explained that being sick or ill means that everything becomes a greater challenge, and it takes double the effort to get through the day. When I asked a question, when I asked what treatments an ill person should seek, they responded that people should either seek healthcare services or over-the-counter medications, depending on their condition. Um, Regarding their habits and how to stay healthy, they'll mention the importance of doing exercise, eating healthy, eating meals at home, sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours every night, and taking care of their bodies overall. The biggest difference that they identify between the Hispanic and the American delivery of healthcare services is that in Mexico, healthcare is accessible for all the public, regardless of their financial status. Um, they highlighted this to be a big difference between the Hispanic and American medicine, um, which also is a big contributor, or this economic factor influences on their decision about when to seek services. Uh, some of the barriers to health that they mentioned, which we already talked about, the financial constraints, is the trust in cultural competence. The family shared with me that Pedro has experienced seizures since he was 8 months old and has been on medication ever since. Um, the family described a difficult period that happened a few years ago when his neurologist attempted to switch him from his regular medication that he has been taking for over 40 years. Throughout this process, Pedro had uncontrolled seizures for 2 years, which caused significant emotional distress and multiple hospitalizations. This family started to lose trust in the medical team and question many of the decisions being made as these changes seemed to worsen Pedro's condition. Um, this is very similar to the book that we were reading in class. Uh, Language and cultural beliefs become such big barriers that just makes it really hard for both sides to work together. They also mention how different his neurologist from Mexico, his theories were different, his treatment was different compared to his neurologist here in the United States. So I thought that was interesting as well. Thankfully, now he's seen a different neurologist and he's been stable this past year. And then language is also a big barrier since not all translation services are accurate. They mentioned that they have experienced many translators that are not saying exactly what the doctor is trying to translate, and it just makes it really confusing for them, and um it just makes it really uncomfortable for them to share what is going on to the medical staff. For the last question, advice for healthcare providers. The family emphasized the importance of humility, cultural sensitivity, and communication. They would like for healthcare providers to be more attentive and accommodate to their language needs. This will result in greater trust and improve the quality of care for all Hispanic families. And lastly, how to reflection questions. The first one, do you learn any social determinant factors at play or that could potentially influence the individual's health or oral health? Um, I learned two social determinant factors from this interview, which is the financial constraints and the language barrier. Financially, it just influences their decision about when to seek healthcare services. Many people would rather endure the symptoms at home and treat themselves rather than having to pay expensive hospital bills. And the language affects their comfort and confidence in seeking healthcare services. For the second questions, what did you learn about the culture and the group of the family that you interview? I learned about the importance of their religion and how it plays a significant role in their lives. I also learned about their willingness and capability to treat themselves when illness is present with their home remedies and the antibiotics that they transport from Mexico. And their questions, do subsequent generations hold the same beliefs as the eldest generation that you interview? It looks like in this family they seem to follow and respect their cultural tradition passed down to them. All the family members responded very similarly to the questions throughout the interview, which shows that the values and the beliefs remain strong in the family. And that's all for this presentation. Thank you.